Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be showcasing off a Ultimate Soken Turbo Boss Synchro deck that basically revolves around getting free boss synchro monsters every single turn. We're going to be talking about your turn and your opponent's turn because of having more traps at our disposal. We're going to be able to actually reset and get extra free cards, as you guys will see over here. So multiple copies of Crystal Wing, plus we also have Shadow Impulse, which makes it so if you get rid of that person's synchro monster via by battle by card effect, you get to target one of those synchro monsters and special summon from your extract one synchro monster with the same level and type that monster has, but a different name. So you get a free extra card. Plus, Shadow Impulse will proc off of SLAYDRA, which you can get completely for free, bringing you back another free synchro. Plus, you have that ability to pop a card. And with Ultimate Soken, with the new Master Rule coming out, that's going to be actually pretty powerful. A lot of people have actually said that during the new Master Rule, Ultimate Soken should be banned. I'm curious to know how you guys, my viewers, feel about that. I feel like Synchro hasn't really dominated in quite some time. I still see Salmon great, still seeing those Sky Strikers. Shaddoll has definitely risen up, but Shaddoll doesn't really synchro too much. So the whole goal is really to go ahead and make a Cherubini, go ahead and throw in Carbon Dawn, which this card enables a lot of crazy plays. You can even maybe make a dinosaur variant of a token deck because there's a lot of high-level dinosaurs that you can basically get out for free. Granted, you probably want their effects, but nonetheless, if you want to use them as material for the Carbon Dawn plays, and just go ahead and summon another card that would maybe be a tuner, you will have access to go ahead and be able to go for the token in that deck as well. Plus, you'd have a little bit more recovery because I think the Dinosaur engine is quite great as well. But this one will let you go ahead and have the instant fusion, which in our case, we're using the Carbon Dawn to summon a 5 or higher vanilla that is a non-tutor, but if you play the Dino variant, you just go ahead and swap it out. But you guys can see you have a lot of access to some of the best extra deck monsters. In fact, I would say some of the best synchro monsters are dragon anyways. There's not really too much of a downside. So looks like we're going to see a rematch over here versus the BA player. Once again, Lone Fire, once this goes ahead and goes off, doesn't matter if he has a hand trap, we got the Called by the Grave, which is an excellent card, obviously, to prevent your opponent from doing anything. Plus, you're going to be setting this card anyways to disrupt your opponent's plays. And again, you can set a spell or trap to go ahead and activate that effect. So once again, Soken, gonna go ahead and make Crystal Wing. You need to try to go for Crystal Wing though turn 1 as a heads up if you happen to have the Scrap Iron card, because Scrap Iron requires something that has a tuner as material. So we're gonna go ahead and see the Lost Wind over there. And Permanence is going to go ahead and say no to the Cherubini, but we've also set a card over here, which is going to be that Lost Wind. So Crystal Wing going to go ahead and negate that effect. He's going to go ahead and summon a few of the BAs. He goes ahead and makes Dante just to boost itself up a little bit here. He's going to go ahead and go for Lady Beatrice, because remember, he can't actually target this for attacks. So he's going to go ahead and attempt to go for something, and Ultimate Soken is indeed there, and Lost Wind's going to go ahead and say no, and then he's going to get a free extra Crystal Wing. Most of the time, though, your best go-to card is Crystal Wing. Plus, we have another Shadow Impulse. So remember what happens with the cards. Not only do you get another boss synchro monster, but you also get to potentially proc the effect of Soken depending on when it's utilized. So he's going to go ahead and bounce back this card, but it doesn't really matter. Not so much. He's going to go ahead and have a Scarm. But we've got the Good and Evil over here, Burning Abyss. I don't think most people play that card too often anymore, but I like this play though. I think this is a really spicy play because you get out an extra monster, plus Cherubini's going to go ahead and basically deck thin, so you can go ahead and draw those spells and traps to go ahead and kind of secure the deal and make a game. But I think that this would be a really great deck if you actually mixed up the dinosaurs in. But we'll talk a little about that in a second because Carbon Dawn just happens to be a dinosaur. In fact, there's a lot of OCG decks that were splashing Carbon Dawn in just dinos, and a lot of like they had the World Chalice. There's a lot of variants of that. Just Carbon Dawn literally just going ahead and get you out an extra vanilla. Plus the World Chalice Fairy Lee. There's a lot of plays with this card that just make it absolutely insane. But I haven't seen Synchros or covered them in a while too. So he's going to go ahead and get Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. That card's going to activate that effect, but it's going to go ahead and get Lost Wind. So completely stopped over here. So this is one instance where he didn't have that play, but he still got Verde Anaconda over here. So he's going to go ahead and pay. And obviously you guys already know what that's going to be making. But Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is pretty good, plus it gains that extra 500 attack, which is quite nice. He's going to go ahead and slam it. That gets Lost Winded, which does make him take a little bit less damage, but I think he should have saved that card for another time. But he's going to go ahead and pass because he drew some bricks. That happens when you play the Red Eyes with the Skull Archfiend stuff. Sometimes it's just Brick City from here, man. Let's see if he's going to get another turn, because it does half it. for a while. Ooh, it's looking pretty low in terms of life points. We got the Set Ash Blossom over here. I probably would have kept that in my hand. Maybe misclick. I don't know, Kappa. But anyways, he's going to go ahead and summon Baylor. Go ahead and go into Ravenous Croxor. Oh, I forgot about that card. That card is excellent, where you get to go ahead and have that effect to discard 2 cards and target 1 and pop it. Or if it's Synchro, you get to draw cards equal to the number of non-tuners, so that was just a +1, which was Solemn, which you guys can see, even though he lost his play, he kind of recovered from that, essentially, because Crystal Wing is so strong, being able to go ahead and disrupt, and I'm sure he had the Dragon of Red Ice. But anyways, now that you have seen this deck in action, let me go ahead and hop right into the deck profile for this, because I think it is actually a very cool deck idea. So let's go ahead and go right into it. And remember that this card over here is quite great because it summons one Synchro monster with the same level and a different type as the monster. So again, that lets you just go right into a lot of different places. Plus you have Spark Dragon. I always think that with this deck, the most important card is obviously Crystal Wing, right? But if you can go ahead and actually just make some plays, I think that if you really wanted to, all right, like I would say the most important cards are obviously this, and this. If you wanted to max out on all 3 copies of each one of these, you'd have 12, right? And then if you really wanted to go ahead and throw in an Extravagance or any draw power, heck, I would even say I would prefer Desires, honestly, in this deck, so you don't banish like the wrong cards. And also you can go for your plays first, then go ahead and Desires, because then you can go ahead and draw into the cards that would negate your opponent's plays. And there's a lot of cards where you really don't need in your main deck. It's literally just being a spell or just being a trap. And some of the cards will recycle themselves, like Trap Tricks. Not only is it activating, but it's giving you an extra card, not only to utilize, but then you have another proc effect of your ultimate token. But anyways, I briefly want to mention the dinosaurs because I think that they could be a great addition to it. This card, obviously very easy to summon Overtext Coatlas, any of the Evo pills, and plus the Jewel Beast Argosaurus. This lets you go and just pop one. It gives you that extra dinosaur target very easy because you can use this as material for going into your other plays, which if you guys have seen, there's my other dinosaur video, which went from Argosaurus into Linkuriboh, and then you would use those 2 as other material to go into usually the Predaplant card. But then it just gives you the dinosaur targets you need in your graveyard, so then you can go ahead and make your Superconductor Tyranno. But you don't even need the effect of it. Even though its effect is pretty good, you wouldn't even need the effect of it. You were just using it because it is a 5 or higher monster. Then when you summon your Oviraptor, you would send the Carbon onto the graveyard just so you can go ahead and have that proc effect of getting your tuner. So that's how you would get your turnout in that variant, which is completely different. But I thought that was a really cool idea, and I probably will make my own version of this. But shout out to my boy Stardust YGO for this version of the deck. But I think I want to make a Dino. Plus, like this is another like excellent target just in general. Although it is at 1, but nonetheless, I think that there is some more play with this deck, and I think it could be much better in the future. And also, Dinosaur Synchro sounds really cool, although most of the Dinosaur Synchros are Drax, and I don't know if they're that viable. Anyways, onwards with the deck profile. Let me go ahead and actually move this back to its original state. It's just something I really thought about when I saw the deck. Anyway, so 1 copy of Curse of Dragon, you have to have the vanilla, and then 3 copies of the Scorpio, 1 copy of Darling Cobra, 2 copies of the Carbon, 2 copies of Lonefire, 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Baylor, because you need those extra negations when your opponent happens to be going first. I think you could even throw in like a Nibiru. Nibiru would be excellent because this deck can just face roll most boards anyways, as long as, well, monsters face down, right? Or just completely gone. Like Nibiru doesn't really, the token for the most part doesn't really help out the other deck too much. Plus, isn't the token, Nibiru is, let's see. Yeah, it's level 11, okay? I just had to make sure because this card also gains that attack if it's a 5 or higher. So yeah, you just summon the Nibiru in attack position and you boost it up anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Anyways, so wait, hold on, I wasn't even thinking with Lost Wind, you could even combo, okay, never mind, I'm just thinking about too many things, but you could Lost Wind the token, and then this would still, you'd gain the bonus and then half it, I don't know. Anyways, I think it would be viable as well. Anyways, Instant Fusion, 1 copy of that. I actually think you could bump this up because this card is absolutely amazing. And it does let you have, if you wanted to throw in another target so it's a non-tuner, you can go ahead and do that as well. Just in case you, again, wanted to play the other Dino variant. Then we got this card is just there. Let's make it 40. Come on. Okay, there we go. 3 copies of Ballot to have consistency. 3 copies of this to stop your opponent's plays. This card is excellent for the deck. And then Shadow Impulse. That card was really good. I didn't see anyone really make good plays with Shadow Impulse until this version of the deck. And then we got 3 cards Lost Wind because it resets itself, so you get double utility. And then we have Trap Trick over here that lets you, again, it's double utility, plus you can kind of search out what you want, with the exception of the Solemn. And then we got 3 copies of Scrap Iron Signal, which this card is insane in the deck. Again, remember, you get to negate an effect, and then it gets itself face down, and it's a counter trap. It's really good. The extra deck is playing Theseus, Winsoken, a Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss. I guess if you made something and then you summon Valor later down the line, you can try to go ahead and go for it. But next up we got the Gotems, the Crocosaur, Void Ogre, Crystal, Scrap, Stardust, Spark, Yugioh, and then Tribune. This card can actually get pretty good if you start protecting its open, but usually you just need to negate monster effects versus protect your cards, if that makes sense. It's usually just better. But yeah, like I said, I think you can throw an Extravagance or Desires in this and be totally fine. I think Desires would be probably the better option, though, because that way you can make your plays first, then most of the stuff in the deck doesn't matter. Anyways, that's it for the deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe, turn that bell so you don't miss out on cool Yu-Gi-Oh decks like this really cool Turbo Synchro Boss Monster Turbo Edition deck. But shout out to my boy AzneyesWhitedragon for hooking me up with the deck profile as well as the gameplay. If you guys want to check them out, leave them down below. But thanks for it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.